In July of 2024, a YouTuber named Darina uploaded a video titled "Scary Place in the Haunted Pine Barrens" to her channel, The Walking Cam. Darina's channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and she often shares footage of her exploring various haunted and abandoned locations throughout the United States. In this particular video, Darina set out to explore the ruins of the abandoned Silica Sand Company in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. For anyone unfamiliar with this location, the Pine Barrens covers approximately 1.1 million acres and represents about 22% of New Jersey's total land area. The location is also known for its numerous well-maintained trails and campsites and is a popular destination for hikers and campers. However, the Pine Barrens' dense forest has historically provided cover for illicit activities and criminal operations, contributing to its reputation as a place where crime could go undetected. Despite all this, Darina decided to go on a solo exploration of the Pine Barrens. As she began her video, she ventured deep into the woods to locate the abandoned ruins. After walking for a while, she finally discovered the ruins and found that the various machinery and equipment had been severely damaged, and whatever remained was covered with creepy graffiti and writings. Darina then left the ruins and decided to venture further into the woods. However, this is when she stumbled upon something extremely disturbing. It was evident that numerous trees were plastered with posters of missing people. This detail was particularly alarming given that the area where Darina discovered these posters was located in a very remote part of the forest, along with the fact that the Pine Barrens are known to have a history of criminal activity. This indicated that the individual responsible for putting up the posters could be a criminal or even a serial killer. Some serial killers are known to leave clues at crime scenes, intentionally seeking notoriety or a challenge for law enforcement. It is also possible the posters were placed by the suspect to mislead investigators and deter them from the actual crime scene. However, these claims are merely theories and have not been confirmed or verified. Ultimately, it is up to the viewer to decide whether what Darina discovered in the woods was simply an elaborate prank or something more sinister. The YouTube channel, Strange Days Diaries, follows Aza, a solo female van lifer who documents her day-to-day life while living full-time in a cozy 1990s Chevy Astro named Spec. Her videos are warm, personal, and grounded, filled with slow mornings, errand runs, peaceful nature spots, and creative journaling sessions. But in this video, what she thought was going to be a relaxing and productive solo day quickly veers into something much more unsettling. After topping off her gas and buying a few essentials, Aza heads to one of her favorite camping spots, a quiet oceanside overlook along the California coast that she's used before without issue. Her plans were to cook a hearty breakfast, relax in the sun, and take a peaceful walk to enjoy her one full day off that week. But shortly after arriving, something catches her attention.
All right, just made it. I love this place so much, but I like to keep it real on this channel, and I don't know what just happened, but basically I just pulled into this spot. I love it. And as I pull up to this spot, I pass by a McDonald's. It's like, I don't know, a mile away from this spot is a McDonald's, or like 2 miles. As I'm driving by the McDonald's, I like made eye contact with somebody who was pulling out of the McDonald's. I didn't mean to, but I guess I did. And I saw him just like make eye contact with me and zoom behind me and follow me. And he followed me all the way up here. And this spot, there's like it's like hard to describe. Maybe I can, oh yeah, you can kind of see it. Okay, so over there, it's like a dead end kind of thing, like with a gate. And that's where I go up there and I turn around there so that I can park here. That's what I do every single time. And nobody else does that. And I do that. And he even follows me up there and around. And right now I parked and I saw him pull up to spec. And then he just was staring at me and I wasn't making eye contact. And then he just zoomed off. So I don't know what that was all about. It's obviously super creepy and I hated every second of it, but whatever, he's gone and maybe he knew me. I don't know. It's just so weird and creepy, but anyways, we're good. So yeah. Oh my gosh, there's a really cute dog walking by. Excited. As I started cooking breakfast, I just kept thinking about the guy in the blue car and really hoping he wouldn't come back. So I just focused on making my delicious breakfast sandwich. And of course, I cracked my side window for some ventilation since I was using the stove in my van.
A man in a blue car had been parked near a fast food drive-thru she passed earlier. She didn't think much of it until she noticed the same car following her along the winding road toward her van life spot. When she pulled into her usual turnout, he pulled in too. Aza is experienced, cautious, and well aware of how to read the energy around her. And while the man didn't get out of the car or speak to her, his behavior raised red flags. He lingered in his vehicle for an uncomfortable amount of time, parked in a spot that provided a direct line of sight to her van. Eventually, he drove off and she tried to settle back into her routine. She cracked the windows to cook, cleaned the interior, and prepared to enjoy some quiet time alone. But then, he came back. So something I noticed as I'm cooking is the creepy guy in the blue car is back. So that sucks. I hope that it's nothing and that I'm just being really sensitive, but I feel like it's something. But this is the reality sometimes for me. And just people on the road, you're a lot more vulnerable, I guess. I don't know how else to put it, but I just get a bad vibe, man. And I was so looking forward to spending my day out here. And I think I still will. Like, I'm not going to let this totally affect me, but I'm just going to have to keep my wits about me, I think. And I also think I have to close my curtain now, which I didn't want to do because I like hanging out with, you know, windows, doors, curtains open. But he could be just like sitting there staring at me in his like rearview mirror for all I know. I don't know, but whatever. Also, I burned my egg. It's okay. We're gonna have a good day, nevertheless. I figure while I'm cleaning up, I can chat a little bit about being a girl on the road. I don't know. It's a whole thing. My most viewed video is my creepy experiences as a solo female van lifer. And I talk all about my creepy experiences on the road. And you may have actually found my channel through that video. So what's up? I was not expecting that video to be the one that got the most views, but here we are. There's some crazy stories in there. But all in all, I feel super safe on the road. I do travel alone. I don't feel in danger, except for very rarely. And that's because I take a lot of precautions, and I could get into like my precautions and all of that. But I mean, just to name a couple, like I am always on the move. I never post in real time where I am, stuff like that. And just other precautions in general. I have to take a lot more precautions than men on the road, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's the case. And it does suck sometimes, but it never limits me. Like, I never allow creepy people or men who follow me, which happens on the road or not. Like, my home is San Francisco, and I've been followed so many times on the streets of San Francisco, streets of LA, Seattle, you know, and I feel like that's a reality for a lot of women, whether you're on the road or just literally walking to a grocery store. It doesn't matter. You just gotta always have your wits about you, and it's a sucky reality for us girls out there, whether you're on the road or not. I definitely am not freaked out by this weird random person who followed me up here.
here. I do have a weird feeling about it. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm a big go with your gut kind of girl. And if I have a weird feeling, like a weird gut feeling, then I listen to it. And I definitely have a weird feeling about them. And there's no reason to come up here unless you're hiking, or there's a big paraglider club, I think, that comes out here.
The same blue car returned and parked in nearly the same position again, within full view of her van. This time, Asa watched him more closely. He didn't appear to be lost or waiting for someone. He made no move to leave his vehicle. Instead, he remained still, sometimes looking toward her, sometimes holding a phone or hand up toward her direction. The moment stretched uncomfortably long. Every time she peered through the blinds or cautiously looked outside, he was still there. Eventually, she stepped out of her van to retrieve something. At that moment, the man moved from the passenger seat to the driver's side and circled her direction slowly.
As soon as I started rifling through my bag of stickers, I noticed the guy in the blue car who I've been talking about this whole time get out and just stare at me. He walked around the car and all of that, and it totally unnerved me. And then before I know it, I see him just drive off. So I just watched that guy who I've been talking about this whole time in the blue car. I swear to God, he's been just sitting in, it turns out it was just one guy, not two guys. But like the whole time that I was making breakfast, doing my nails, all of that, I was like checking and just monitoring him and seeing what he was doing. And he never got out once. He always sat in the car and he always had his hand up. I swear to God, he had like, he was filming me or something. I'm not sure. It was so weird. I don't know. Who freaking knows? And I kept telling myself like, it's probably nothing. It's probably nothing. But again, the gut feeling. And anyways, the entire time I'm making breakfast, chilling in the van, he was in his car. And then right now, when I got out and went to the back to get my stickers, I came back and I've been sitting in the cab for like a couple minutes. And right after I filmed that clip of me saying like what I'm going to do with the stickers and all of that, I shut my camera off and I looked up and I saw him like open his door, and he had been in the passenger seat, which I had seen already. That's why I thought there were two people, because I noticed somebody in the passenger seat like an hour ago. Anyways, I see him right now get out of the passenger seat and walk around his car to the driver's seat. And as he was walking around the car, he's just staring at me the entire time, staring at me. He gets in the driver's seat, turns the car on and drives away. And it's just so weird that like he tailgates me in here, follows me, gives me a heavy like crazy look as he's following me, tailing me, drives by me, and I thought he goes away. Then like as I told you, he came back and he just sat in his car and he didn't leave until I got out, and like he saw me get out, because I had not gotten out of my van at all until right now when I got the stickers. And of course, now that he's seen me get out and like seen me outside of the van, that's when he leaves. And I'll be so curious to see if he comes back, but it's just so weird and unnerving, and I don't know. Anyways, these are just my honest thoughts. I wanted to share them. I feel better that he's left. I'll just keep an eye out and see if he comes back. But it's weird, right? I don't know. Please put in the comments below what you think, or if I'm just being crazy or being like too sensitive. I feel like I'm not being too sensitive because he wouldn't stop staring at me. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But let's get on to the stickers, huh? I definitely felt a sense of relief now that the guy in the car was gone, and now I could focus on redecorating my cute little cab and dash with cute little stickers.
He gave her an extended look, silent, deliberate, before finally pulling away. There was no direct confrontation, but the intensity of the situation lay in its ambiguity. Aza wasn't panicked, but she was alert. The unease of knowing that someone had been watching, parked for hours with no clear reason in a place where she should have felt secure. But rather than forcing herself to ignore it, she made a decision to cut the day short. Despite it being her only full day off and the weather being ideal, she trusted her instinct and decided she'd soon move to a new location. The rest of her vlog is quiet. She journals, draws, makes a custom envelope for a friend, but the shadow of the earlier encounter lingers. When you live alone on the road, that kind of ambiguity can be the most mentally taxing thing of all. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. Mimi Gets Around is known for its candid, off-grid van life adventures, usually filled with humor and the quiet joys of solo travel. Mimi, the creator, often finds charm in the mundane, from testing new ways to cook over a fire to watching classic TV shows in her van while boondocking in the wild. During one solo trip into the forested back roads near North Carolina's Linville Gorge, her peaceful day turned unexpectedly urgent when she became witness to something far more serious than the typical quirks of camp life. The vlog opens with Mimi doing what she does best, easing into the day slowly. Parked in a scenic but remote campsite with no cell service, she enjoys the freedom of being allowed to stay exactly where she is. But while the day starts lazy and uneventful, there's a strange energy around the site. She mentions that her camp is the very first one you reach when turning off the main forest road, a location that's invited more than a few unexpected visitors. Some people pull in, pause for a moment, and leave without explanation. It's enough to make her wonder what exactly they're looking for. Later, she goes for a walk down the forest road, one that quickly begins to feel too remote for comfort.
I'm gonna get a few steps in. It did rain for a little while. Made for a wonderful lazy day. I'm gonna see if I can make it a little farther this time. All right. Let's go see. I don't know why I'm so freaked out. I feel like, what if it's a driveway or something? And I'm gonna keep going, but... Okay, so now I'm at the part where you can't see where you came from. And you can't see where you're going. Okay, so I've already walked about a quarter mile. Getting pretty deep in the forest with no signal. I'm gonna go around this bend, and if there's nothing, I'm gonna turn around. Those are my shoe prints. And they're pretty fresh. They're pretty fresh. I'm trying to be funny about it, but also I'm like a little bit like low key. Come on. Turn around. We're going back. Yeah. I definitely came back way quicker than I went down. No reason. I wasn't scared. It started getting real weird. Weird sounds. So, 360. All right, 180. 180. Oh, you're still there, thank God.
Back at camp, she begins cooking dinner and setting up for the night when a woman pulls into the clearing and calls out to her for help.
How you doing?
I'm a little lost, and I'm hoping maybe you can kind of help me.
Yeah, what's up?
So my kid he's 20,
Uh-huh.
but he was hiking around the Linville Gorge, and this is telling me to turn here and go obviously through that gated area, which doesn't look like a thing,
Yeah, no.
to get to his pen. He pinned me there.
Okay, well I'm assuming you did a trail, right? Like a marked trail.
Yeah, but he said he was like on the side of a road, and he's throwing up, and he's like, come get me. I just drove from Raleigh.
Oh, dang.
In my work clothes.
Oh my gosh, so you really are?
Yeah, I was like, I'll be right there.
Oh God, yeah, that's far. Okay.
Do you have...
I guess he doesn't know anyone out this way that would have something.
No, he traveled up here by himself.
Oh.
He thought it'd be all like crazy.
Well, we've got quite the situation. Apparently down that road that I was just walking down, about 2.5 miles, her son is very sick and needs her to come get him, but she can't get past the gate. And there's no other entrance way, because I just hooked up my Starlink to see. There's no other way down there than through that gate, which is very locked. So she's calling 911 now to see if they can come help.
The woman is visibly distressed. Her son, 20 years old and hiking alone, had called her from deep inside the forest, vomiting and dehydrated. He managed to drop a GPS pin, but she couldn't get past the locked service gate leading into the trail system. She had driven 4 hours from Raleigh, still in her work clothes, desperate to reach him. Mimi immediately steps in to help. She invites the mother to sit by her fire and uses her Starlink satellite connection to confirm the location. Soon, emergency services arrive, first responders, EMS and forest personnel all coordinating a response. The scene becomes active with vehicles moving in and out of the campsite and radios echoing through the trees. The boys eventually located about 3 miles down the service road, weak but alive. Fortunately, one of the responders had a key to the gate, and rather than waiting for a stretcher evacuation, the team allows the mother to drive in and retrieve her son herself. He refuses a hospital visit, instead choosing to go home and recover in peace. What was supposed to be a lazy day in the woods turned into a high-stakes rescue operation, and yet the outcome was one of relief. Like always, let me know what you thought of this encounter. The Men's Life is a channel that primarily focuses on the van life lifestyle, travel, and adventure. The creator behind The Men's Life documents their experiences living on the road, often sharing their journey of converting a van into a home, exploring different locations, and embracing a more nomadic way of life. It was December 29th, 2022, roughly 2 years ago, when Lomar returned to a random location he had previously visited. This time, he explored an eerie cabin and abandoned areas during the day.
Yo, what's going on, my beautiful family? Welcome back to my daily life vlog. Hope everyone had an amazing Christmas break with their families. As of right now, I'm on edge for one reason.
Lomar starts the video by explaining that he previously visited this location at night with his friends and explored an abandoned cabin in the area. While welcoming us back to the video, he mentions already hearing a weird noise. Could this be foreshadowing what he is about to face?
And that's because today I decided to return back to a aeronautical location where I think the majority of you guys saw this on the main channel. Since I'm back in the Halifax region, I'm not actually in Halifax now, but we got back last night. I decided to come back out and try and get a better look in the daytime. I just find it so mysterious. Did you hear that? Swear to God, I just heard something already.
As Lomar approaches the cabin he had previously explored, he hears what sounds like faint talking noises coming from somewhere around him. Considering he is in the middle of nowhere with no one else around, it raises the chilling question: who or what could be making these noises?
Okay. So the cabin is literally right there.
Lomar shows us the abandoned cabin which sits eerily in the middle of nowhere. However, there is rubbish scattered on the porch, indicating that someone may have been there fairly recently. This discovery gives Lomar a strange, uneasy feeling, as though he is being watched.
So there's the cabin that I was talking about. If you guys missed our main channel video, I will link it down below. But we straight up stumbled across this at nighttime. Makes me a little bit nervous because I really don't know whose it is or who has rights to it. Somebody in there? So sketch. There's antlers on the top. The hell? Someone definitely came recently. I remember a bunch more cans up there. As of right now, I feel like I'm being watched. Like instantly.
He recalls his previous visit to this location where people were hiding in the woods trying to scare him and his friends. But why? Why would anyone be hiding in these remote woods? Could there be something much more sinister going on?
So I actually think the last time we came here, people were actually down here trying to scare us out. The issue is, where the hell were they? Like, I don't know if people are tenting out down here, but I think we made it to this bend. Holy. Definitely being watched. Is that a stream of water? I'm still kind of making my way through here. This is brutal. I'm almost stepping in the water here. Ah! I'm so on edge, guys. I seriously don't know what is out here, but I definitely feel like I'm being watched. This is why I do it for you guys, so you guys could vicariously live through us, so you don't have to do this, put yourself in danger.
Omar gets his drone out to scout the area and figure out what could be watching him or causing the unsettling noises. While flying the drone, he spots a nearby factory and assumes it must be the source of the strange sounds. But later on, he finds out it wasn't the factory making the noises. It was something far more terrifying.
Holy smokes, look at that. So that's where I came from, I guess. Wait, I came from there. What the? That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing some sort of factory. But if I turn more around, look at that. Just keeps going on.
Lomar returns to the cabin for one last look, but as he steps back onto the property, a loud bang echoes through the woods, catching him completely off guard.
But my whole face is frozen right now. That's the only cold part of my body. I do know for a fact that we were sent here for a reason. What the f? What's that? I was in the middle of a cinematic. What the hell was that?
Lomar becomes increasingly freaked out. His heart starts pounding and his breathing becomes heavier. The eerie noises continue, this time coming from the path behind him.
I kind of feel like I get the sense that people come here and do really weird things. Oh my god. The hell was that? I straight up heard movement behind me. I think someone's down there. Like right over there. I don't know, that was really weird. That sounded like it came from the path. Oh, sorry if I seem a little bit stuffed up. Still got the aftermath of COVID, and it's made it really hard to be talking. So, apologize if I'm a little bit still sniffly.
At this point, Lomar gets a gut feeling that he's not alone in these woods. He begins to suspect there's at least one person stalking him. The sense of unease becomes overwhelming.
I think I gotta get out of here. I think there's one individual here somewhere don't get the sense that there's many, but I get the sense that there's like at least one.
As Lomar listens for more noises but sees no one, a whistle suddenly comes from the bushes just a few feet away. You can see the moment his stomach drops as his nightmare becomes a reality. Lomar looks back, panics, and starts running.
I don't see anybody. Oh shit! Oh.
Terrified for his life, Lomar sprints away, leaving the path and climbing up a dirt hill. He lays prone at the top, trying to stay hidden while overlooking the area below.
They just noticed me. They just noticed me. Okay. Okay. I don't know if they're coming. I don't know if they're coming. Oh, shit.
As he lies low, Lomar tries to calm his breathing to avoid being heard by whoever whistled at him. He reflects on how surreal and terrifying the situation feels. This exploration has taken a dark turn, resembling something straight out of a horror movie like Wrong Turn.
Whoever that is right down the path. Okay. Oh, that scared the shit out of me. What is that person doing down there? This is so fucked up.
Overwhelmed by fear and uncertainty, Lomar starts to worry that he might not be able to leave safely. Unsure whether the person in the forest is still waiting for him, he hears banging noises in the distance not too far away.
Oh my god. I'm gonna leave this recording for a bit. I straight up don't think I can leave at all. I don't know if he's like waiting right down there. But just in case he comes walking down this way, I got a little bit of a ditch to really hide under. Oh my god. Okay. My instincts were seriously right. I knew there was someone here. Okay. Oh. What the fuck?
The banging continues, raising more questions. Who or what is in the middle of the forest making these noises? What is their purpose? Let us know what you would do in the comments below. That same chilling whistle rings out again, sending shivers down Lomar's spine. Who is behind this and what do they want from him? Is it a prank or is someone actually trying to harm him? Lomar becomes convinced that whoever is out there is actively searching for him. As he lies motionless, trying not to make a sound, footsteps can be heard circling the area around him. With no way to determine where the sounds are coming from, Lomar decides it's time to make a run for it.
Oh my God. Please do not find me. I'm literally tearing right now, guys. I think someone's trying to actually find me. There's no dog, there's no nothing. Try and make a run for it.
Thankfully, Lomar manages to escape safely. It appears that whoever was stalking him went in the opposite direction. However, the experience was truly disturbing. What was someone doing in the middle of nowhere, and what were their intentions? This exploration could have taken a much darker turn if Lomar hadn't been so aware of his surroundings.
I think he went back farther down that way because I did not hear anybody come down in this direction. Oh my God, guys. Oh. Holy shit. Okay. I'm just gonna end this here. Love you guys so much. Again, hope you guys had an amazing Christmas break with your family and friends and had a really good time. Much more than this adventure.
On June 24th, 2019, the YouTube channel Visually Creeped posted footage following Jay as he explored one of the oldest cemeteries in Wisconsin, covering over 65 acres with 70,000 graves. He initially planned for a casual daytime exploration, knowing that the cemetery gates were locked at night. However, what unfolded was truly unsettling. Established in 1857, the graveyard is the final resting place for thousands of people, including one of the original priests who performed the exorcism that inspired the movie The Exorcist. The connection to demonic possession and exorcisms made the location feel even more ominous. As he began his walk, he commented on the sheer size of the cemetery, mentioning that it stretched far beyond what the camera could capture. The air was calm but overcast, with light rain starting to fall. He navigated the rows of old tombstones and mausoleums, taking in the silence of the grounds.
Today, I'm at one of the oldest cemeteries in Wisconsin, over 65 acres and 70,000 grave sites and tombstones. So this place dates back to 1857. I decided to come here because I looked online and I found out that one of the original priests that performed the exorcism of what inspired the movie The Exorcist is buried here, which makes it all that more creepy. But yeah, this place is absolutely huge. There's a mausoleum. I came here on one of my first videos and I went inside one of the mausoleums. I'm gonna try to make my way over there a little while later. There's people over there right now, and plus they're cutting the grass in the background. And the reason why I'm not here at night is because they close the gates here, I think 4 or 5 o'clock. So I have to do a day exploring here. So yeah, I know it's not that, creepy during the day, guys, but I wanted to come here while they were open. Obviously, I'm not going to jump fences to get into places because I don't feel like getting in trouble. Fines are pretty hefty and you can go to jail for it. So yeah, I'm just going to film and walk through this place a little bit. I see some mausoleums, and there's actually something way down there, a pyramid-shaped mausoleum. So we're going to go check that out real quick. Man, they got chains locked up on this gate. I'll show you.
As he continued his exploration, he came across a pyramid-shaped mausoleum. The structure stood out among the traditional tombs. He noted that many of the gates to these crypts were chained shut, reinforcing the fact that no one had entered them for years. At least, no one living. Then, something unexpected happened. As he walked past one of the locked mausoleums, he suddenly heard a whistle. The sound was distinct, clear, and shockingly close.
Yeah, it's pretty spooky. Let's go walk down here. What the f? Hello? Hello? Holy shit, someone just f***ing whistled, dude. I just heard a whistle over here. Like, right behind me. Hello? I just heard it again, oh I really hope I caught on film. Like on my microphone, I hope I caught that. Oh, I got the goosebumps, dude. And it's during the day. I'm getting out of here.
It was not the wind, nor did it sound like an animal. The whistle had an almost human quality to it, as if someone inside the crypt was trying to get his attention. He froze in place. He cautiously called out, asking if anyone was there, but the only response was another whistle, this time even clearer. Panic set in. He quickly scanned the area. No one was around. The cemetery was silent except for the occasional distant sound of workers cutting grass. There was no logical explanation for where the whistling came from. He stepped back from the crypt, unsure of what to do. The feeling of being watched intensified. He knew he was alone, but it no longer felt that way.
Hello? Hello? I just heard a whistle over here. Like right behind me. Hello?
After a few moments of hesitation, he decided he had had enough. With goosebumps covering his arms, he turned back toward the entrance. He did not look back. Once he reached a safe distance, he took a moment to process what had just happened. He acknowledged that he was not someone who scared easily, but this experience had left him shaken. Was this a trick of the wind? A lingering spirit trying to communicate? Whatever the explanation, one thing was certain. This was not a normal day at the cemetery. In June of 2021, a YouTuber named Corey uploaded a terrifying video titled Ritualistic Encounter in the Backwoods to his channel, The Abandoned Boys. His channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he often shares footage of his bizarre encounters while exploring various abandoned locations throughout the United States. In this particular video, Corey decided to explore a remote forest in Martinsville, Virginia. According to Corey, the forest is rumored to have a history of being a satanic ritual site. Since then, the forest has gained a reputation for being haunted, and even now, there have been multiple reports of people performing satanic rituals in the forest at night. Despite all of this, Corey set out to explore the forest alone in the middle of the night. As he began his exploration, he ventured deep into the woods to locate the ritualistic site. However, just a few minutes into his exploration, Corey suddenly started hearing strange noises coming from the woods, and that's when he encountered something truly disturbing.
That's some dangerous backwoods. Don't too much know the story about it out here, but heard a lot of stuff goes on out here. So I'm here tonight to check it out. Come with me on this journey. Much love, much respect. Let's get it. Kind of far in, hiked in kind of far. Hopefully it all goes well, but definitely creepy. Been hearing stuff I don't know. It's crazy. That's what we're working with tonight. Hearing something. You hear that? What the hell? Whoa. What the Y'all hear that?
After Corey heard the strange noise, he listened intently and tried to make sense of its source. Although it is hard to pinpoint exactly what caused those strange noises, they oddly resembled the sounds of a cat crying.
Whoa. What the Y'all hear that?
If this was actually the sound of a cat crying, then this encounter becomes even more alarming, especially since the forest is known to be haunted and also a place where individuals perform satanic rituals. If anyone at the site saw Corey approaching them, things could escalate quickly. But Corey did not think too much about this detail and eventually decided to investigate the noise. However, as he started to walk in the direction of the noise, that's when he encountered something that sent him running out of the forest.
What's that? What the What the hell? Y'all seeing this? Shh. Do y'all see this? What the hell is that? Hey, what's going on? Shit. Scratch this film.
After Corey followed the noises, he was startled to see a group of people dressed in all black performing their rituals and making strange noises. Disturbingly, one of them immediately pulled out a weapon and began approaching him. After noticing the man, Corey cautiously started walking back and began distancing himself. During this time, Corey politely called out to him, but the man, without speaking a single word, continued following him. Terrified for his life, Corey immediately rushed out of the woods and managed to safely escape the man. It is still unclear why the man dressed in black was trying to harm Corey, but based on his behavior that night, it is very likely that he did not want Corey to be that close to their ritual site. As a result, he pulled out his weapon and began following Corey. If Corey had not backed up or had continued approaching the individuals, they would have most likely ambushed or attacked him. Fortunately for Corey, he immediately rushed out of the forest and managed to escape the potentially dangerous situation without any harm. The next video comes from Exploring with Bear, a YouTube channel dedicated to urban exploration and thrilling outdoor adventures. The creator, affectionately known as Bear, takes viewers on captivating journeys into abandoned places, hidden locations, and occasionally haunted spots. His videos often focus on exploring decaying buildings such as old factories, hospitals, schools, mansions, and other forgotten structures that offer a glimpse into the past. On February 10th, 2024, during a particularly cold winter's evening, Bear sets out on a solo camping trip deep in the heart of a dense forest. With the frosty chill in the air and the isolation of the wilderness surrounding him, what begins as a tranquil night soon escalates into a terrifying encounter that Bear will never forget.
I'm armed.
The video begins at sunset, with Bear showcasing his minimalist camping setup for the evening.
Welcome back to another camping adventure, fam. This is part 2 of this series, and I'm Jer Bear. So, this is what we're going to be working with tonight. That's it. Bare bones, baby. Bare bones.
The warm glow of the setting sun casts long shadows across the forest floor, creating an eerie but serene atmosphere. The scene cuts to a darker, colder forest. The night has set in, and Bear has built a cozy fire to stay warm, as the temperature has dropped significantly. While sitting by the fire, he chats with his viewers, sharing his thoughts on camping in the wild and the challenges of the night ahead.
All right, guys, so it is getting colder out now. I say now's a good time. It's probably around 10 o'clock or so. So now would be a good time to fire up those rechargeable hand warmers. I'm really curious to see if they'll last all night. When I wake up in the morning, are they still warm? If they are, I'd give them a double thumbs up. Anyway, yeah, let's go check those out.
As Bear talks about how he wishes he had been better prepared for this trip, he begins recounting stories about Bigfoot and other forest legends. Suddenly, his storytelling is interrupted by a loud crashing sound just outside his tent.
So some of you probably haven't even seen the other videos, but in those, I've done some Bigfoot knocking. I've left them an offering of bananas, apples, did some woots. I did a Bigfoot call for the first time. I think it was pretty...
It sounds like a branch snapping in the darkness. Bear pauses, trying to gather his thoughts, but as he resumes talking to his audience, another loud and eerie sound cuts through the night.
All right, so I'm thinking maybe, now that we got these fired up, we check out the offering tree, maybe the lake. So...
So, it's closer this time. What or who could be causing these noises? Undeterred by the unsettling sounds, Bear decides to take his camera and walk toward the offering tree he had mentioned earlier. As he exits his tent, a random object falls from the tree. The strange incident doesn't faze him, and he continues onward despite faint, spooky noises in the distance. His calm determination adds to the suspense as he heads deeper into the woods.
All right, guys, so I'm going to take you all to the offering tree because I don't think I showed you that yet in this video. So those of you that haven't seen it are about to see it. So yeah, let's go take a little walk. Man, I could use a better flashlight too. I gotta say, this flashlight is not very impressive. All right, offering tree. Let me try to get this light a little better too. There we go. That's more better. That's more better. Something seemed off. What the heck was that? That sucker came flying in. That just fall from up there? That's what I was telling you guys about the widowmakers when you're pitching your tent. Like that was, I don't know what that was, but imagine if that was a monster limb now. What is that noise coming from the lake? Did you guys hear that? That was a big frickin' bang by camp. The woods is becoming alive. Keep your eyes open though, guys, because these woods are frickin' scary. You never know. I've sworn I've seen things in them.
Bear returns to his tent after exploring the forest. Aside from occasional weird noises, nothing significant happens, so he warms himself by the fire and decides to call it a night, hoping for some well-deserved rest. Bear prepares for sleep, believing the worst is behind him.
Sorry guys, I think I'm gonna try to get a little bit of sleep, and if I wake back up, I'll check back in. If I don't wake back up, I'll see you in the morning.
In the dead of night, Bear is jolted awake by a loud crashing noise just outside his tent. As he tries to explain to his viewers what he heard, faint footsteps can be heard circling the tent. The sound grows louder and more deliberate, setting an ominous tone. But what happens next is even more horrifying. Sitting in complete silence, Bear listens intently for any further noises. Out of nowhere, something hits his tent, sending chills down his spine. Frozen in place, Bear wonders what could be outside. Is it an animal? A person? Whatever it is, the encounter has just turned terrifying. Bear switches off his light to avoid drawing attention, but the attacks continue. Loud thuds against the tent echo through the silent forest, and Bear can hear something or someone moving just outside. Bear becomes convinced that someone is throwing objects at his tent. As he talks to his viewers, another massive crash shakes the tent, startling him. Now fully on edge, Bear announces loudly that he is armed, hoping to scare off the intruders.
It's throwing stuff at the tent. I'm armed.
With adrenaline pumping and his heart racing, Bear braces himself for what might come next.
No. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack. Man, whatever that is, I don't know what. I almost feel like it could be people messing with me. I just heard it breathing. Oh!
The tent is struck again, leaving him no time to relax. The attackers seem relentless, and Bear begins to suspect there's more than one of them. Believing the attackers may have finally left, Bear waits in the tent for several minutes. Despite the calm, his heart is still pounding, and he no longer feels safe camping alone in the wilderness. Prioritizing safety over confrontation, he makes the difficult decision to abandon the camp and leave immediately.
I can hear it. Please no, please no, please no. Please no. Please no. Please leave, please leave. Please leave. I think it's leaving. So it's been about 5 minutes and I haven't heard anything. But my heart's still about to beat out of my chest, and I'm gonna take this opportunity and leave right now before whatever that was. Sounded like there was 2 of them. There's people, creatures, whatever that was. I am leaving before they come back. I do not feel safe. I'm sorry guys, I'm not. Yeah, right now I hear nothing. I'm getting out of here.
7 days later, Bear updates his viewers about the incident. He reveals that when he left the campsite, he abandoned everything: his tent, chair, and other gear. Reflecting on the experience, Bear believes he made the right choice by leaving as quickly as possible.
Alright guys, sorry if this is a weird break in the video, but, you know, it's been about 7 days since the camping trip now, and everything, I left everything here, my chair, my tent, everything. And I've just now mustered the courage to come back and...
Bear revisits the site during daylight and discovers the aftermath of the attack. His tent has been destroyed, with a cinder block thrown onto it and the fabric slashed. Had he stayed inside the tent that night, the situation could have ended far worse.
Look at that! Frickin' cinder block. Someone destroyed the frickin' tent. I wonder if they thought I was laying in there when they threw that block on it. Man, that would have messed me up. Man, it looks like somebody was trying to hurt me.
This chilling encounter serves as a reminder that sometimes it's not the wildlife we need to fear, but other people.